Magandang umaga ulit. Good morning to everyone. Today is May 6, 2020. It's the third in a series of videos that we have been doing for talking about the 7 basic psychological needs. Today we will talk about the second psychological need. Also, I'd like to again say that these needs are not in a hierarchy. The needs are all experienced by everyone of whatever age or developmental stage. Okay, today it's kinda different or a bit more difficult because we're talking about a basic need that is so basic, so universal, so talked about and written about, sung about, whatever, and it's so basic that it is hard to define, or it has been defined in 1,000 ways and still not really defined. I'm talking about love. And with love, we will talk about unconditional acceptance and the need for affirmation, which is also a basic need of all of us. Okay, love has been defined in a million ways. Different kinds of love for your child, love for your parents, love for a friend, love for a partner, a spouse, love for humanity, or maybe divine love, love of God, and many different ways. But it's not easy to define. And I think we cannot have one definition that we will all accept. But one thing I'd like to say, it might be fair to say that however we define or not define love in words, all of us may have experienced how it is to feel loved or to feel unloved, rejected and abandoned. And hopefully also we may also have experienced what it is to love. Love has also been made sacred, but also trivialized. Like, I love those shoes. Oh, I love your hair. I really love those chocolates. So it's everything. Love is everything, and religious people believe that, or spiritually you can say that God is love. Okay. So knowing that experience and not attempting to put it into definite words, let's look into how we can better see how it is applied in daily life. So let's look into unconditional acceptance and affirmation. We all need to be affirmed. No matter how much we have succeeded, we still need affirmation from people who are, especially from people who are important to us. Okay. Now, the unconditional acceptance. When did you feel, for example, that you have been accepted for who you are? No judgment, just accepted and loved for who you are. You don't have to prove anything. You just be who you are, and you are accepted fully. That's one of the experiences we long for and we want. Maybe when we were infants, there was no way we wouldn't be accepted. No matter how you look, if you're an infant, you will be fed, you will be given care and nurturance. Unless you have a normal maternal, your mom can't do it. But normally, we get it unconditionally when we are infants. As we get older, there will be conditions. You have to behave in a certain way, you have to be nice, you have to get good grades, etc. So there are a lot of conditions that are part of how we are accepted. Now let's think of what is a situation, a relationship where it's more likely that you will feel the unconditional acceptance. I can think of what I would call true friendship. Usually when you have a real friend whom you know is a true friend, you can say anything you want, you can act in any way you want, make all kinds of mistakes, and you know that your friend will still accept you. So maybe think of a relationship with a true friend, and you probably feel that you have experienced unconditional acceptance. But where we want to be accepted unconditionally, where we want it most, is perhaps the most difficult relationship, which is intimate relationship between husband and wife, between couples, where there's an intimate relationship. Why is it so? Because when we're friends, there seems to be like, it's okay, no expectations. Once we become a couple, think about it, instantly, immediately, automatically, unconsciously, all the expectations arise, whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not. And I think if you look at it, it could be due to the brainwashing that we have had all our lives. The songs, the poems, the stories, or everything that we hear speaks of love as everything, solving everything. For example, the song, "You're my everything." Wow, it sounds good, but can it be real? No. One person cannot be everything to another. You cannot satisfy the needs of one person because you are just a human being. I've seen that in couple counseling. Another thing that happens in couples relationship, which is making it difficult for many couples, is when couples come to me, or I experience it in my own personal life, the husband feels unappreciated. The wife feels unappreciated, both ways. So who's gonna start appreciating? And it's very difficult to do or to give appreciation when you feel unappreciated. That's one of the most common issues or problems that come up in intimate couple relationships. So I think let's look at now, how do we give affirmation? Because when we say that we are unappreciated, what we really need, what we need, both of us, both couple, both man and woman, or man, whatever relationship is, we need affirmation from the other person, what we are intimate with. And somehow, when you're very intimate with another person, we may take it for granted. So how do we give affirmation to each other? One of the most effective, but probably not known or ways to give affirmation to anybody is to listen. To listen deeply to one person, non-judgmentally, and be there totally present to the other person, listening with all your heart and soul and mind and body. That is one of the most healing actions you can ever do to anyone. When you listen deeply, accepting and totally being present, absorbing what the person is saying, not judging, just appreciating and listening with all your heart and soul, you're giving a very important or a very significant subliminal message. You're telling the person that you are a worthy person. And that in itself is probably one of the most important things we need to hear. That is also saying you are loved. So, listening. No? Another way of putting it is paying attention. Paying attention is a way to show your love. One poet, Stephen Paul, says, what makes an ordinary thing magical is your total presence. So it's important to do that to the family. Listen to your children, listen to everybody, members of the family. Learn to listen, and in your listening you are affirming and you are showing your love and your acceptance. Okay, so in our crisis now, how do we apply this need for affirmation? How do we give affirmation? I think it is the time for us to be conscious, to be aware, and to deliberately give affirmation to people who are working very hard, the frontliners, the people who are trying very hard to help each other, to help the community, the country to handle this crisis, this very difficult global crisis. They need affirmation. And I think I see, for example, on television, the known singers, the famous singers singing to the frontliners, and all that. People are learning in this crisis to give affirmation to each other. I think that's a wonderful thing that's resulting in this crisis. So, what else can we do? I think we can fast from bashing, so we can be affirming. Bashing is one of the easiest, most instinctive things we do. We complain, but then we're aware that maybe we need to fast from it first so that we can give affirmation. And I think one of the other things we need to do in the family, in our people around us, people who are helping everybody, the whole community, maybe it's time for us again to stop what Time Magazine calls the culture of hate and to start the practice of kindness and compassion for each other. One of my friends that says something I really like. She said, let's spread a pandemic of compassion, love, and hope and make it a mission in our life. Okay, so now let me go to the questions that we ask you to think about, or things you might want to do in order to practice giving affirmation and love. Maybe ask yourself first, who gives me unconditional acceptance right now? Or, better still, who do I give unconditional acceptance? Who have I listened to without judgment? Or have I been listened to without interruption the past days or weeks? So that's, I think, one thing we can look at, ask ourselves, how do I then give affirmation? How do I practice listening without judgment? How do I show the other person that I'm there for him or her without judgment, that I appreciate you as who you are? So let's think about how we can do this in this crisis where affirmation, love, and kindness are so much needed. Let's try it. Okay? Thank you.